What is up, guys? How are we all doing? Hope you're having a good day. Wrong board, but we hope we are all having a good day. As always, I am Mason, this PM Chess, and yeah, the games have begun. I've been on this page for a very long time. It actually started about 23 minutes late, so thank God I did not start the stream at the exact same time or ahead of time. But guys, this is the West African Chess Championships, Zone 4.2. It's being played in Liberia. As you can see, the games have started. This is round 4. The standings at the end of round 3, as you can see, is below. I mean, it's not everything, but I mean, you get the whole picture. So we're starting with the male section, and then we continue on with the female section. The female section starts at 4 p.m. GMT. I think it's now UTC. So as always, we'll start with our boy, then we'll go to the other games. So from before Clinton Cephas versus Fode W Condor, and as we all will expect, we have a Queen's Gambit declined, but he was hit with this whole Benoni idea. So the best thing to do is to not take, but to push. I mean, you can transpose. If you remember, whenever I'm playing the London system, when my opponent plays like d4 c5, then just go d5, right? But he chooses to go for this whole idea, which I'm not really like well versed in. But here he has a very nice outpost here. This knight can very comfortably rest on this square. This backward pawn might be an issue. It's kind of resembling some Sicilian lines now, but anyways, we have a6, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then the knight jumps into a3. Knights on the rim are dim, so that's why I kind of wonder why he brought the knight into this square. Maybe he might have to explain it to us, because normally you'd expect the knight to come in either this way or back here, but this is the way he went, and it seems now black has equalized. I think you could say his compensation is that now his opponent's pawn structure is kind of broken up, so maybe he can easily launch attacks in the center. But that's, I mean, that's called into question in so many ways. So yeah, this is the current position in Clinton's game. It's gonna be interesting to see how he makes do with this position. Give me a second. I realize I'm looking a bit dark. Yeah, now I look like a fine boy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Am I looking now too white? Anyways, that's no problem. All I have to do is switch this to red. And we are Gucci. Okay. So let's look at the other games. Now, if you have any game you are actually interested in, you can also let me know and we'll go straight into that game. Abdul Rahman versus Eyatongan. Oh my goodness, Callistus. Okay, so let's see how this game began. We have c4, knight f6, knight c3, knight g8. What? Okay, I think these guys are just playing around. I think they are friends, they know each other, and they're just deciding to play around a bit. It could also be that there are problems with the boards, because when I looked through the games of the previous round, some of the games ended abruptly and so on and so forth. But now you can see the game's actually going. So it's possibly it's a problem with the annotations. Okay, so we have this English setup with g6. English is a very positional opening, at least that's what I've heard. And usually when I play this, I try not to play a lot of like these symmetrical lines, but this is fine regardless. So black takes hold of the center. Of course, by pushing his pawn forward and not keeping the tension, he has opened up this line. So he always has to be cautious of this whole idea. But it may not be a big issue as it stands now. What he might have to worry about is the possible plan of bishop coming into f4 with the knight jumping in here. But it may not even work, right? Because if bishop here now, knight takes, queen takes, bishop comes in here, that whole idea just ends. Okay, but he goes knight to c6, knight to c3. Wait. Nah. This is purely a problem with the DGT boards. But none of these make sense. So I think whenever the moves repeat, we can just assume that there's a problem, and then we look at the actual position that occurs afterwards, right? So this, I think, is possibly the current position. So I'm guessing white's move here would have to be bishop to f4, creating this whole idea. Now that the knight blocks the position. So it's white's move. White can move the bishop to f4. This move doesn't really stop you. It can delay you, but it can't really stop you. So maybe like bishop f4 here. If you take, I don't know if this move is possible. Like a possible distraction. I don't think it is. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at in this. A lot of the bots are having problems, so please bear with me and with the players as well. Kennedy Onupite, please tell me you play the London system. D4, woo, nice. But like I said, this is exactly what I was talking about. When your opponent meets you with c5, you just want to go d5, right? And now you transpose into this sort of Benoni structure. Or I think you could even get a Benko, if I'm right. Yeah, you could even get a Benko. If pawn takes, pawn push, pawn takes, then I think that's the Benko. Where you sacrifice the pawns, and then get very strong and good active play on the queen side. If I recall, at high level, it's not a very good idea to go for such an idea, but I think these guys are below 2000 or 2400 definitely. So yeah, it's fine. Very interesting is that I never get hit with this. Like when I play, I never get hit with this. I mostly just get hit with this move. So after d5, I mostly get hit with d6 or e5 mostly. So I'm never threatened to go into this whole Benko line. I would possibly recommend b3. That's what I would go for. b3 is what I personally would go for. The point is, if my opponent takes, I can take again. But I think with b3, you allow your opponent to go this b4, and that might disturb you. So maybe you want to go b4 yourself. But I'm not comfortable with such lines, right? b4, pawn takes, pawn takes. I don't know. I don't like those lines. I personally don't like those lines. So we have b4. Oh, okay. So c5, then he played b4. Okay, c4, then b4. Knight to d2, d6, e4. g6, bishop to d3, bishop to g7, Maybe you want to slide your rook to b1, safe square there. But it's going to be an interesting game, right? Black seems to have all the ideas going for him on the queen side, and white could either decide to break in the center or attack his king side. All that remains to be seen, and I'm looking forward to it. So now we have queen to c2, and we can see that a kind of like gun is being trained on this side of the board. So maybe after h4, h5, something might happen in this position, which, I mean, it's going to be beautiful. Nice. Oh, I actually forgot to do something with my title. Give me a second. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to do that. Okay, we've updated the title. Let's reload the page. Alfred Coley versus Thomas Sa. Oh, I think this has to be a Spanish or Italian. Yeah, because this is one of my favorite lines in the Italian, the c3 d4 idea. I really like it. You transfer the bishop all the way to this c3 square, and there's this nice knight maneuver with possible ideas of knight coming into f5 or even f4 in and of itself. I really love this plan. Again, I always reference why can't I remember his name? Guy Kasparov versus Karpov, I think. Was it Karpov? Yes, Karpov, where he sacrificed his queen, I think, on h6. Very nice game. Okay, that's ice. Okay. So he goes for the trade there, which is also, I mean, very fine. Sometimes what I like to do is to try and keep things in the position, but I think that's a little bit too slow. Right, like going knight to d2, so that if your opponent takes, you take with your knight. That doesn't really work here, right? So bishop takes, pawn takes, and black has a very nice and solid center. These pawns do a very good job in holding the center. You don't want to try and play a move like c4 here, because you give your opponent a very nice outpost, or at least something that he can work with. The queen can also do this kind of maneuver to transfer towards the king side. But I think one of the main ways you want to try and do something is to focus here. So for example, like the queen can transfer into this square, the knight can try and go into this f5 square. Of course, if bishop takes, rook takes in, rook comes in, and now we can see like how the attack can flow from this position. White, on the other hand, can try to focus on the center. I think usually it's good to focus on the center. Maybe sometimes you can try and go for some queenside development, but if I recall my theory very well, finding ways to break in the center, especially with this c3 d4 idea, is mostly what you want to do. So the knight does transfer itself to this square, and then the game goes from that side of the board. Okay, Wallace Williams versus Adewale Adeyinka Samuel. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing the names very well. Ooh, we start with f4. Nice. Okay, it's like a reversed English. Black is playing the London in if you look at the position, a very active one. Wow, so he's attacking on both sides of the board, which I don't think is I mean, advisable at this point in the game, but let's see how it goes. Okay, trades of the bishop. Do you really have to worry about this square? I think it's just more weaknesses you are creating for yourself, because now you allow your opponent to play takes here at some point in the game, and maybe you go with the move e for e2. We have queen to f3, queen to d5, knight takes c6, and then queen takes c6. I'm guessing is what he's gonna play here, and this is the current position we have. Okay, something's wrong here. His timer has stopped. Again, I'm expecting this to happen in a lot of the games. When I look through the games, yesterday, I realized that some of them just stopped abruptly. So there might be problems with the DGT board, my problem with the internet. So many things could be causing these things. Okay, Winston Gerald Mansfield Thomas, very not long name, versus FM Jacob Jala. Oh, we have another. I think this is going to be a King's Indian defense. Okay, English, sort of a Catalan. Knight to F3, and now it looks like a King's Indian defense without the G6 being played by black. And yeah. So when I used to play this specific opening as white, there were these ideas of B4, you transfer your knight over to this square and try to create break and try to attack on the queen side. It's usually denoted with a very common rook sacrifice on this B7 square, but I don't really see it at the lower levels, right? It was an old book I read concerning the King's Indian defense. When I used to play this opening, it was called I used Chess Master Grandmaster Edition. And I was normally playing what we call usually called it the rats. So I always thought I was playing the rats, but with the way I was playing it, someone advised me that I was actually playing the King's Indian defense, but the white side of the King's Indian defense. So I had to go and learn it, and that was the time I heard of this idea for the very, very first time in my life. So I'm always thinking about the exact same idea. For black, on the other hand, since he's not playing this G6 idea, I think he's going to play it in a different style. But the point is, you're going to roll out your pawns and attack the king side. Like, it's so different. The structures are so different from what I'm used to seeing, right? It's very interesting. So maybe my plans are not like very viable, but knight coming in here is not a bad idea. You can create a weakness on G6. The bishop is active on that square, so you can consider some of such ideas if you do so, please. But I'm still thinking for this exact same idea. Of course, I'm still willing to be educated, so yeah. No coffee today, that is for sure. Give me a second. Okay, we haven't looked at all the moves yet. So he plays bishop e3. We have c5. c5 clarifies the position. It makes it easier for black to make a decision, white to make a decision. Normally you want to keep the pawn tension until the position takes a certain kind of form. Ooh. 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 When you are an accidental genius. And now you can't actually play this move because you kind of trap your bishop. So you want to create a space for your bishop to run away first. Maybe you play like h6 and then you slot your bishop here, or you play f7, f6. Goes bishop back. Okay, that's also fine as well. And this is the current position. So now my question is, how do you make progress here as white, if that's your idea, is to attack? First move that comes to mind is this move, g4. Bishop goes back and then knight to h4. But that's like really forcing and really pushing things, right? Because like how are you going to really enforce it? Maybe the first move to go for is like f4, but you have to be careful because the moment you take, your opponent's pieces are the ones that are coming alive. So f4, I'm not so convinced about it, at least not yet. Another thing I was considering is to, for example, force weaknesses. Bishop here, trying to induce this move. Then you can go bishop back and then maybe try to bring your queen in some way, shape, or form. I don't know exactly how you do it. I really can't tell how this attack is supposed to take its form. You can also play a 3-move combo, which is very, very slow and doesn't really accomplish much. Bishop, queen, queen, right? Doesn't really accomplish much. So I don't know how you're going to do it. I really don't know what plans are viable here. Maybe you can abandon that whole idea and then come back to the queen side. Maybe you can do that. but that remains to be seen. So viable move f4, g4. How about knight here? Trying to put pressure here. Okay, so I mentioned bishop here trying to create a weakness. And then bringing the bishop, maybe even back here. Then sliding your queen over, going f4, f5, right? Because f4, if you take, that's to your disadvantage. But if you don't take and you push, this bishop is in trouble. Which is kind of like where my mind is at. I'm staying here because this game is looking interesting. But let's move on to, yeah. So we've induced the weakness. So yeah, you should take note of this kind of play if you're an aggressive player. You want to kind of force your opponent to move as many pawns in front of the king as possible. The more pawn moves that your opponent makes in front of his king, the stronger the weaker his position, and the easier it is for you to break through or to attack him. Yeah, so like I said, bishop just goes back, and you go back to ensure and enable. Yeah, and you go back to ensure that your queen can actually come into the position if possible. So maybe the queen is going to go in here, and then g5, maybe to try and force this. Or the knight is going to come in, take here, weaken the position even more. f4, f5, like so many things. Hey, I'm going to struggle pronouncing your name. Bakazi Kasri. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I cannot. But oh my goodness. My goodness. But thank you. Yeah, it's true. Chess is awesome, and the world loves chess. Yeah. Yeah. Another idea I was thinking about is trying to put pressure here, but I just realized how many defenders are here. So he's gonna try and strike on the queen side. But the question is, whose idea succeeds first, right? Does this idea succeed first? Because it's going to be very difficult to really make an effort here. The thing is, of course, a queen side attack can succeed, but the problem here is this. It's going to be easier for white's plan to cause more problems for black, because white is attacking the king, but black is even if black's idea succeeds, he's not actively attacking the king immediately. So any attack or any idea that white plays is more scary due to the fact that it's attacking the king. I mean, this is the form that the game is going to take. So I really wonder, is he going to play this and take? Because if he does that, like, this is quick access. But I mean, it could really slow his opponent down, right? Because I think, okay, it's white's move. So maybe queen here is what's going to be played. h4, h5. These are moves that could be played. Well, welcome everyone to the stream. As always, I am Mason from PM Chess. I do often cover events and I do stream myself. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Have I done Obadiah Sar's game? I think there's so many games I haven't looked at yet. Let's try and look at as many games as possible. This game has not gone anywhere. It's possible there's a mistake on the board. Leroy, the king, Leroy, Luan Michael versus David Leroy. You know, this is actually like Leroy is the, how we say in Ghana, the brofulized or the Americanized way of saying Leroy, the king, right? Leroy. So Leroy is playing Leroy, right? Anyways, so Leroy Luan Michel versus David Leroy Deblay. And we have another equally interesting, aggressive game here. How did we get into this? Oh, it's like it's not like a same-ish King's Indian. But, I mean, yeah, without c4, so maybe it's a different thing altogether. Yeah. Same structure, similar ideas. Yeah, usually this is done by black. This whole unfailing of the position is done by black. Of course, when I was studying this position, the book, I've forgotten what the title or who wrote the book, he said that though it looks like white is going to attack on the queen side or in the center, it's not beyond the realm of possibility for white to actually attack on the king side himself. So yeah, that is what we are seeing here. Okay, that was a very interesting slowing down of the position, because I expected he was really going to go for the jugular here, but he slows down his assaults, taking note of whatever his opponent is trying to do. For example, if his opponent tries to break open here, he's ready himself. Maybe he's going to use that as a sort of like a platform to jump here. Who knows? I don't know if these confirmed results are actually confirmed, so bear with me. We have Amako McArnold versus candidate master Anthony. Let's just leave it as that. Whoa, it looks like he's winning, but I mean, there's nothing going on so far. But white has a very oppressive position. If black can find a way to counter attack, then this game could go either ways, right? Because I mean, even here, if it's black to move, rook takes is the most likely option, because rook takes brings ideas of this. Of course, for now, not so much possible because of the presence of the bishop. But even then, rook takes, queen comes in here, puts pressure on this pawn. So you can imagine rook takes here, you are really opening up ideas against your opponent's king. And it's going to be difficult for this queen to actually even line up with the queen and then attack this side, right? So I'll give this position to black a bit, because rook takes, even if you come in here with your rook, there's still nothing. This pawn has no future. Yeah. White is really trying to push something here. So how can white even push more over here? How can white push more over here? It's not so obvious. I mean, if we could try and get a rook to this square, maybe we could do something. But that's a long process, right? How do we even do that in a few moves? I mean, how do we do that in a few moves? Bishop e2, rook d3, rook h1. That's 3 moves. And your opponent's counter attack is coming. And the moment you play bishop here, rook here is just going to like really piss you off. So like, what exactly do you want to go for in this position? I'm just looking at the move that creates the most opportunities, I think. If you want to continue attacking, that's why I'm looking at the bishop coming in here in this. Engine gives a very funny line of rook takes, knight jumps into e2, queen f8, queen h3, and I think rook e8. Yeah. I mean, this is still going in the favor of black. Again, this bishop is doing a very good job of being here. And I think possibly the move is going to be rook here to try and create some problems here for your opponent. But again, the resulting pressure coming, the pressure coming down from black might be enough to win this game. So this is where we are. Again, we can't confirm the confirmed results. Let's just put it that way. So if you see a confirmed result, don't jump to conclusions. It could be anything. Kamara Asumana versus Archie Daye or Daya. Bear with me. You can also educate me on the names. Okay, so we have a very, very weak and vulnerable king, a very, very good bishop targeting that weak king, and an armada of pawns coming to break through. I mean, obvious idea here is a5, b4, break through and strike. Yeah, this is not looking good for black in the least. This is not looking good for black in the least. For white, sorry, in the least. This is not looking good for white in the least. Form 4. Let's see how his game is going. There's still ice in the water. Okay, so where did we leave this game? Yeah, so after this move, bishop takes and then knight jumps here. Yeah, so this is where we left the game. Bishop comes in attacking the pawn. Would you want to go e3 or e4? Which would be better? Like e4, I don't like e4 because you allow knight to d4. So maybe e3 will be better. But that would also mean that your opponent can play f and then bring the queen and all these kinds of annoying lines. If you do so wish to castle. e3. Rook comes in like we are saying. Okay, the queen goes in this way. Why not f4? Is he so much afraid of weakening this side? Like you can see f4, f5 really creates some threats. So I don't know. Rook comes in. We are getting b4, b5. And this is the position we are. Rook b1. But why the queen come in here? Like, I'm really wondering why here. Like, why did the queen come here? I don't see the, like, a good reason for the queen to be here in the first place. I was really thinking that he was going to put more pressure here. h5, h4, trade off, f4. I mean, trade off. Of course, yeah, we can the king. But I felt like there was a way you could do something more in this line. I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming the position. Oh, he has plans of bishop here with takes, queen takes. But that doesn't do much because your opponent can easily block. So I don't think that's what he's looking for. Huh. Maybe White's idea is to come in here targeting these guys. Knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Maybe those are some of the things he's looking at, to be frank. Okay, we can't tell what's happening. Okay, we can't tell Black's time, but it seems we can't tell White's time, but it seems Black is having a better position. Okay, knights are better than bishops in these kinds of positions. And since he doesn't have a light square bishop, he has placed his pawns on light squares, making it very difficult for this bishop to do anything. It's a good bishop by Black standards, but he doesn't really have anything he can do here. Yeah. So we're going to go takes. Does take help us? Yeah. Because takes, we can easily take here. And I don't see how White infiltrates in such a position. Hey, what's up, Sashank? Welcome. Welcome everyone on Twitch. Welcome everyone on YouTube. Good to have you with me. Good to have you around. Wait, did Joshua really draw? That's interesting. Give me a second. Oh, come on. That's an Italian, but we don't know what's happening. Maybe his opponent fell asleep on the board, and that's what's happening right now. Just run. This game is set to be a draw. Again, sometimes if the board doesn't make any sense, my immediate assumption is that there's a problem with the DGT board. So if you look at the position, it's like, it's obvious this person is winning, but for some reason this happened. My first assumption is that there's a problem with the DGT boards. That's my first assumption. Before I consider any other possibility. Because here it looks very good. Like White's position looks very good. This is a one pawn. If your opponent decides to move forward, of course, this is like even worse for your opponent. So it wouldn't make sense why White would accept a draw. Of course, I think he's on the losing streak, or he has only won like one game. So maybe to accept the draw and stop the bleeding is what he's aiming for. So maybe that's I mean that could be why. Whew. So those are all the games in the male section. If you're wondering about the female section, that will be at 4 p.m. I may pop in and look at it briefly, but I just want to do one stream today. I have a lot of work backlogged that I have to do that I haven't done yet, but I will not leave you uncomforted, right? So maybe I'll just drop in, give a brief look at the games, maybe stream for about 30 minutes to an hour. Top is an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes female section, and then I would dip out. But here, let's look at the male section. Let's go back to my very good friend. Why? Because he plays the London system. Kennedy Onopite. Where did we leave this game the last time? Okay, no. He played this, and yeah, so I spoke about this, and now we have a5, h3. Why not h4? She's not ready to attack yet. Okay. Castle's kingside, knight g to f3. Maybe he's preventing bishop to g4. a5, a4, rook to d1. Okay, now these moves are not making much sense to me. And then rook to d1. That's, I mean, I don't know. Gotham just released a video recently, not recently, but some days ago, on his Road to GM series, where he was training with Grandmaster Arthur Nixon's, and he said something about the fact that when he saw Gotham Chess's games, Gotham Chess doesn't have like a singular idea that he goes for, or like a consistent like idea in a position that he goes for. Like he just seems to switch ideas, and that's somehow how I also think about my position. I think about my position in a specific singular idea that I look at in specific positions, right? And what the clear idea I normally think about in this kind of position is either going like f4 or like f4 f5, or trying to do some kind of like break in on the queen side here, right? So I'm not seeing that kind of a plan being played by white. Of course, he might have his reasons, and I don't think black is winning in any way, shape, or form. But I really don't know what kind of idea he wants to go for now, because maybe he played h3, he's going to go bishop, he's going to go knight, then he's going to go f4. But again, that's too many moves to try to achieve something in such a position where your opponent seems to be building up a lot against you. Bishop, maybe the knight is going to come in this way. I don't know how this knight is going to actually play the position. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Are there any games you guys are interested in? Do you have anybody who wants to see his games? Anybody you're interested in? Do you have anyone like that? Me, I'm just scrolling through the various games. There was an interesting game I was actually looking at. I've forgotten which game was it. It was... No. I'm looking for a King's Indian game. This game has still not moved from the last time. Was it a 2 Leroy's? What game is this? Okay, I don't think I saw this game. Okay, I think I skipped this game. No, I didn't skip this game. But how come I don't remember this game? Ah, yes. Okay, now I remember it. Okay, I was thinking queen takes c6, but okay, this is what he played. d3, knight jumps back. Okay, you could say that white has done something of this. Yeah, I didn't really consider these tempo moves. That the tempo moves would actually... Yeah. I was actually thinking that black was better, but these tempo moves have actually done something good for white. Again, I'm still worried about this bishop, that it doesn't have that quite like a bright of a future. But maybe he can try and force it out with c3. I don't think he would want to, but yeah, maybe that's what he wants to look out for. Oof! And now black is attempting an assault. It looks scary, but does it do anything? Knight jumps in. Queen c7. What? I mean, it prevents any chance for your opponent breaking through, but damn. These are some crazy moves. And he just closes down everything. There's no way for black to try to open things up. Because even if you try g5, I think you can just take. Because now, like, look at this. Like, this is not something you want. And maybe you could even push and then take. Because now your knight can jump in. Okay. He just locked down everything. Bishop to d6. Knight jumps back. How does this bishop get free? Like, if this bishop gets active, I'll be interested in seeing how he does it. I mean, of course, c3 is like the most sensible way. c3, c takes. Of course, your opponent possibly will not take. But takes, and then now you have... Like, it's so possible. Knight jumps back. Pawn push. Slowly but surely f5. No, he didn't play f5. f5. Okay. c3. 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 We love c3. c3 is good. c3 is good. Yay! Elliot, welcome. We are watching the West African Chess Championships. My goodness, I'm loving this. Yeah, c3. Oh, this is just breaking apart. Takes. If takes and you don't take and I take again, I know you have bishop check, but then I have... Oh my goodness. It's coming. The attack is just flowing like water. The attack is literally just flowing like water. Yeah. It is interesting, right? I should have just seen this because I was really thinking that black is doing something here with this knight on this very strong square. I mean, he couldn't hold the position with this move. Like if this knight was defended, for him to play this move d3, I think you'd have had a much better position. But the fact that he had to defend the knight first, and then this move comes in. So I think that's the problem. He should have actually gone queen takes. Then after this, when the knight jumps back, this move doesn't come with tempo, right? And it's a whole different scenario because now your knight can jump in here. I think that's how that would have changed the whole thing. So refusing to capture with the queen, which I think would have been a natural move considering the fact that like you want to maintain a healthy pawn structure, is what kind of caused this issue, and white took good advantage of it, using the tempo moves to gain an initiative and gain control over the central squares. But I'm looking for, is this my game? Is this the game I was talking? Yes, this is the game. How did he go about? I like looking at attacking games because I want to learn attacking chess. I'm a bit passive aggressive, but let's see. Okay. No, when your opponent puts, whenever I put a rook somewhere, it means you have ideas or you have hope that that file is going to open. There's a very close file. Maybe he's predicting this move, but once you play this move, I don't know. So maybe he's looking at b5, takes, rook takes, and your rook is taken. And the question is, so what's the point, right? It may not really open up, and this may not open up. So ideally, I think to support the idea, maybe rook here would have been the way. Rook a to b8 would have been the way. Interestingly enough, the engine supports his move than what I'm saying. But I'm looking at it in that sense because I'm looking at the fact that if you want to go like b3, sorry, here, let's make a random move for our opponent. If you want to go this way, this kind of affects your whole idea, right? Because now it's misplaced. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at. I mean, maybe the same thing happens. I might be overestimating. Okay, but we have this. Sorry, this is what the game is. Let's not jump or skip over our boundaries. But not much has happened. We still haven't seen the idea I was pointing at with the knight jumping back. F4, F5. We've not seen any of those ideas yet. We haven't seen any of those ideas yet. But what about H4, H5? H4, H5, bishop goes back here. G6. Knight jumps back. I really want to just weaken these pawns and do something. But of course, the knight and the bishop are around. It's not so easy to attack, in my opinion. Okay, again, another game. Oh, the Leroy games have ended. Okay, so white won, but why? Let's see. Well, how did the game develop from here? Okay. Oh, the rook is trapped. If you play knight takes, the rook is trapped. Actually, the rook is just trapped, even if you play takes. So queen to d2. He sacrifices the rook. Okay, he actually doesn't sacrifice the rook. Pawn takes, queen takes with check. And I think the knight just stabilizes the position here. So knight just stabilizes this. I don't know if there's an idea of this at some point. Okay, there is an idea of that, because if queen takes, you can just jump in here. You are forking these guys, and that's like checkmate. So that's why he resigned. Okay, but I mean, I think, wasn't there still game? If you try to defend the position, he just promotes into a queen, and you have to take, and then you lose. Okay, perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. The fact that he saw that, right after the knight came in there, he just realized, okay, this guy's rook is trapped. He brings the bishop back. He should identify that, oh damn, my rook is trapped. Oh no, my rook or something, and then play like b5 or b6, b5, so that whenever his opponent tries to come there, it doesn't work. Because now if you play this and I actually it's still bad regardless, right? What you'd have to play is this move, which I mean, like, regardless of what you try and do, this is just like, wow. But at least he wouldn't have lost as fast as he did. So I mean, GG's. So Leroy, the Americanized version of Leroy, defeated the origin of his name. Imagine that, defeating the origin of your name. Okay. Where's Amako? Oh, this game is also over. How is it over? Okay, no, it's not over. So this is a game we're talking about with the attacking position. So what happened? After takes, rook comes into d1, rook de1. What happened here? Knight jumps in, okay, making way for the queen to assault this square. Pawn push. So then that means knight jumping in there was too rushed. So maybe queen d6 first. So queen d6 first. I don't know what your opponent plays. Maybe he does play pawn push still. But then you have rook coming in here and putting pressure on these, right? So for example, if this and your opponent comes in here, you have this, and your knight is part of the attack. We are doing the corrections as well if we can, right? And now your opponent can really hold this guy compared to what he did with the knight. So what was his plan with the knight coming in there? The same plan as mine, putting pressure on this pawn. I think I also missed the fact that the pawn could be pushed. So the knight jumps in there. And how does the attack continue? So now do you play queen to f d6? No, you take the bishop. Oh. But knight jumps in to defend. But then you have c5. Okay, so the knight is going to go to e g3 rather. And okay. Yeah, so his opponent managed to save the position, right? He managed to hold. He manages to hold. So white manages to hold. And it's mainly because of the idea that black went for. Black thought that he could actually weaken the number of defenders of the pawn and then capture it for free. But unfortunately for him, it didn't work out the way he planned. So right now, white has just held the position. And the game is fine. Yeah, actually, I was even thinking this is not even good for white. I mean, first of all, your opponent can't take. There's no point in you having to take. You don't need to take, right? Your opponent can't take in himself. Like, so rook takes, it's fine. Or rook takes, actually knight takes, it's what you want to do. You still don't want to play pawn takes. I mean, the first thing you can try is like here, queen to h4, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes back, and then you can play takes. Bishop takes, check, and then the game just equalizes into like a drawish position. So I think that's what you want to look at. Yeah, I think that's exactly what you want to look at. I don't know. This game, I think, is going to just equalize into an end game. Let's see how it goes. I mean, what I feel like is that if everything liquidates, maybe black has more of a chance on the queen side because it's a 3-on-4, 4-on-4-on-3, and that might be. Oh, wait. Wait, this actually might. This might actually be good for black, for white. Because if you play pawn takes, I know there's rook here, but takes here with check. Queen comes in here attacking the queen. No. But by that time, the queens are facing each other. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this as whites? Because that's like the clearest idea that comes to mind. Yeah, it's actually looking good for white now. You can't, like, taking is also the one of the worst ideas you can go for. King up, I think that's just too bad. So maybe anticipating anything, you can play bishop here. Pawn push doesn't work if you do that. So your opponent is going to play takes, which is what I'm like trying to allude to. Ah wait, maybe not takes first. No. Ah, I can't figure it out. I really can't figure it out. If there was a way to prevent the possibility of a queen trade, then I would like, so I'm looking at something like this here, right? And if the opponent gets ambitious with a move like this, like, sorry, you take with check, and like this is what I'm trying to look at, because the moment you try and come in here with this, that's what I'm talking about. So that's where my problem is with this whole position. So what do we do to avoid that whole idea? Do we just go here, takes? Let's say king takes. Now king takes is queen g6. In which case, this is the move I'm trying to play, right? Because the king goes back either ways, and then this is the move. So king takes is wrong. How do we? Knight? Knight here, what do you do? Ah, can't figure it out. But it looks like black has an idea here. So this is the position we are currently on. Some games are set to be done. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this game doesn't look familiar. So we have rook c1, rook ac8. Okay. Oh, I really wish I could see these kinds of moves sometimes, right? Like the positional pawn sacrifices where you just play like pawn push. Like most of us are thinking about, okay, if capture is captured, but then the guy's like, nah, just this. I really wish I could actually identify these moves quickly. Anyways, it's very difficult for me to see positional pawn sacrifices. Why not? Oh, okay, I think he would repeat, or I think this is just fine, isn't it? Because even this doesn't really do much because you just come in. And actually no, not there. This would be better because you want to create problems for your opponent. Yeah. Don't trade off queens, you are attacking. F5. Take. Is the queen trapped? Yes, the queen is trapped. in a sense, right? Because now if you go try to, you might say, oh, but he can escape. Nope, he cannot escape. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, Kamara. Aha. Where were we on this position? Oh, it's a London. We have a London system lover. Oh my goodness! Please tell me the London system player won. Please do it for me. Please win for me. Oh no. Oh no. I think I recognize this game now. Yeah, this was the game where yeah, this was the game where we spoke about the fact that this armada of points is just going to break through. So where did my London system player make a mistake? Okay, I mean, this is fine. This is all fine. Ideally with this structure, you don't want to do that, but I mean, this is all fine. This is all just fine. Sometimes, I mean, it's a normal and a very good plan that you want to let your opponent capture. But sometimes I feel like in this position, in these kinds of positions, you maybe don't want to push your bishop to h3. You'd actually want your opponent to capture. So let's just assume we capture queenside here. You actually want your opponent to capture because now you have a very good and solid control of these squares. And furthermore, this pawn is a very good support of some ideas like this. I once played a game against Edward Thompson. I lost against him in that. I forgot if it was Tema Classics I played. And I had this structure, and I thought I was losing throughout the game. But when I used the engine, I was actually very positionally sound. It's just I didn't understand how to play the position and use my opponent's weaknesses at the time. Right now, it's actually quite possible for me to do. So yeah. Yeah. Here we just like, no, 9-6 is what I was looking at. Anyways. And that was just a missed everything. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunate for the London system player, but guys, don't let this discourage you from playing the London system. The best opening in the world is the London system. The best opening in the world is the London system. You have to play it. You have to play. Let's go back to our boy. Let's go back to our boy from Evo Clinton Cephas, the golden boy of Ghana chess. Please, I'm the one calling him that. Nobody calls him that. I don't know what they call him in Ghana. Okay, wait. What did black really go queenside? Why would black go queenside? Like, did he not see that this move exists at some point in his life? Bishop coming in here, knight jumping in here. For like, if you get bishop takes, things are just opening up. Like, this does not make any sense. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bishop to g2, bishop to f5. You really want this rook on this square, but you have to move it. You really want this rook on this square, but you have to move it. Who wants to see something very funny? I feel like you should go this way. Exactly. He played the engine's top suggestion. Castle's kingside. He's sacrificing the rook. But it's fine. Because the ideas that are growing. The bishop was preventing the knight from coming in here. Now the knight has an active way of coming in here. So bishop takes b1. Queen takes b1. And you have so many things you want to look out for. You need to be so sure about yourself before you play a move like this. Oh, nice. Clinton might be 1900 by the end of this tournament. Excuse me. I don't know what's up with the dog today. Okay, so this is the move. Top engine move. I possibly wouldn't have played it. I don't think I would have played that move. Who knows? Maybe I would have. Maybe I'm underestimating myself. But I don't think I would have played that move. But this outpost is just too beautiful. This outpost is too beautiful. There are so many things you can do with this outpost. 19 here and so many things. You can still get this idea. The other rook will take in the position. I mean, so much. Okay, yeah, again, some boards have problems. Aha, this was another interesting attacking game. Did he play the... Yeah, so takes, rook takes, and now the infiltration has begun. Again, this was the fear. So what do you do here? Queen b4 check, king moves, and then you save the rook. If you so do, please. You can even take the pawn here. Yeah. So this is completely fine for black. And this is a very nice thing that white has done. Again, like I mentioned, putting the pawns on light squares, making this guy even more useless. Right? If this bishop wants to enter the game, it's going to take a lot before it can enter the game. Especially because this pawn blocks it out. So that the alternative route would be to go this way. But obviously, yeah. So this bishop is just not doing anything. So even though material is equal in terms of pieces, the bishop is like black is playing without a bishop, right? But regardless, black is still winning. I'm not forgetting that. But it's very nice that this bishop is not doing anything. It's nice. Okay, this game is... Let's go back to the top. Abdul Rahman Akintoye. Okay, we finally have c5. Sorry, I say c5. E takes d4. He has good enough control over this square. So if c takes, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. Hey, wait, I'm wrong there. So if knight takes, do we just play bishop? C takes. What do we do here? I think if you play this, your opponent is just going to take. Interesting. Interessant. So this is not a... I keep forgetting to put in the current position. So what do we do here after c takes? Queen up. I mean, it resolves the whole position, does it? Okay. Okay. Causing ourselves problems there. Engine suggestion is c5. But doesn't c5 just help your opponent hold the position even more? Hey, Basel Rashid, welcome. Welcome to the stream as well. Okay, let's go back to Olupite. He's really up on the clock here. Wait, there's been no move? No, I doubt this. I doubt it. Is that they've agreed to a draw or there's no move? Or like his opponent has fallen asleep at the board. I mean, it could be. It could be. But I doubt that's what's happening here. Because black has a nice position compared to white. So I'm interested to know what's gonna happen. Some of the games have really ended quickly. I really thought some of these games would really take like a very long time, but some of the games have ended really quickly. Again, another game where no move has been made, you know, and these are like, it doesn't make any sense why there's been no move made. What was this? Okay, this was the attacking game we looked at. What happened when? Okay, so he took powerful. King comes in, f5, beautiful. Okay, yeah, pawn takes. I think it's better for him to play pawn takes than to allow his opponent to take. Rook takes, and now we can double up our rooks. King moves away from the pin. The rook doubles. He comes in to defend. Queen f4. I was looking at this move, but maybe it doesn't work. I was thinking this move would happen, but it doesn't work, according to the engine. Problem. The same problem as the other game. Once the queens are traded off, you can't really say this attack is going to work as well, right? So a move like, sorry, takes. After queen takes, the strength of the attack is diminished. You need the queen. I don't think you also want to sacrifice the queen. I don't think that's also. I don't think that's the move you want to play in such a position. What about knight jumping in here? Does that help us in any way? Because it blocks the queen now. But if the knight comes in there, what's it doing? What's its threat? What is the knight's threat? Nothing. This move is also not good enough. So what do we do here? You know, whenever I look at the engine, I get angry. Because the engine is like king h1. And I'm here thinking, why king h1? Ah, maybe it's rook g, maybe rook g1, g5. It could be rook g1, g5. But then what do you achieve by that? Let's just make some funny moves. G5. Pawn takes. My point exactly. I don't see what you're gaining. Right? So I don't get what's going on. Has this game moved? No, this game hasn't moved. Another game that hasn't moved. Hi. Hey, thanks. Hey, hi, Peter. Welcome. Slovenia. Nice. I can't mention the first word. I can't pronounce the first word. Ljubala. This is why sometimes I admire God some chess. You can actually pronounce names of other countries a bit accurately. I can't pronounce the word. Forgive me. So how many games do we have left? But not all the games that we have left are actually actively going on. We just have a few games going on. Again, it's 11:36. The female section will commence in about 5 hours from now. 5 hours from now. It's starting at 4, so it will commence in about 5 hours from now. Because of the work I have to do, I will only stream it for a very short time. Very sorry to my ladies, but we love you and we are enjoying your games. Okay. Hussein. Okay, this game is still going on, so we can look at this. Ljubljana. So why? Like, why? Like, it's like Liberia. Like, but why? You know, like, why? Why make it so hard? Oh my goodness. Languages. Sometimes I feel like some people just felt like, how can we confuse everyone so much? They have no idea what we are talking about. It's like some people were going for the most complex spelling. I mean, there's this word I still can't pronounce it. Hippopotamus. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we'll get into that another time. So what are we aiming for here? What was the previous move? Plays rook to c8. Whenever I see a move like that, what I'm thinking is that there's going to be something like this. Takes, and then the king comes in here. This is opened up. But I don't know exactly what he's aiming for here. But it seems like the bishop is going to get active very soon, in some way, shape, or form. And that was like one of his problem pieces. Once this bishop gets active, I think black's ideas really flow into play. But as it remains like this, it can't do much. So pawn push takes. Doesn't work. So, I mean, he has to stick with the pawn, king takes. You could run away here, but I think the opponent has this move. Or he can take himself and then eventually go this way. Possibly. This game is also not going on. Let's go back to the top. Abdul Rahman Abdul Akintoye. I love pronouncing his name. It's like a rhyme. I'm from Ghana. Oh, goodness. And then, I'm sure the name is like Eyatonga, but let me just say Itonga so that it doesn't sound like something strange. Or Eyatonga. I really am struggling. Someone save me. Someone save me. Okay, so did we get a c5 move? Yeah, we got c5. And the knight jumps in just like we spoke about. Hey, Berto. Welcome. Or you were lurking, you were hiding in secret. Here. You know, I wish Clinton was winning so that I could have said I'm from Ghana, and I could say with more pride. I'd be like, I'm from Ghana and we are winning this tournament. You guys have nothing to say. But unfortunately, even though if you look at the standings, we are not even in top 10. So I can't really boast. If I play in a tournament, we'll definitely be in top 10. But oh goodness. Says the guy who didn't qualify for phase 2. You like Asamaja and my collection. Hey, thanks. Oh goodness. I think we are mostly noted for football, I think. And they are zone 2. Oh, I always remember my my WASI exams. What's it called? Oral English. Is it? Oh, I can't remember how it started, but it goes something like, it's like someone was dancing, and then there was a man and a woman having a conversation. It was like, did you see the dance that this guy was doing? It was like, oh yes, it was the Azonto. He says, no, it was the Alingo. I'm like, how did that enter an examination? Like, I mean, he borrowed my pencil. I like that. But Azonto and Alingo, for what reason? How did that enter a final examination that decides whether you enter into the university or not? I mean, it felt like they were joking with our destinies. Oh, really? That's nice. That's nice. Oh, goodness gracious. So what do we have here? You could try pushing the knight aside. I mean, if anything at all, I don't know where this knight wants to go, to be frank. Does he want to transfer here? So that, like, for example, if takes, you can jump in here with your knight. I don't see why the knight wants to be in this way. Because I would have just gone like this way. And okay, I can even here. I don't even know what the plan is. Yeah, so maybe that's just it. Last year, he visited Benin and Sao Tome. He goes on these 4-month backpacker trips. Okay. For training or for pleasure? Or for business? Is this game, I think, going on, right? Background? No, it's not going on. Have I looked at Onopite? Okay, this game has still not moved since. So I might have to refer to chess results. Give me a second and see if some of the games have actually ended. Nope, I don't want this thing to disrupt the stream. Okay. Give me a second. I want to see if some of the games have ended peacefully. Liberia. Okay, the results aren't having to be posted on the page as well, so I can't be sure what's happening. For pleasure. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually a little bit angry that this game in particular just froze. I would have really loved to see this game the conclusion. Okay. I'm sure there's another game that has frozen. Yeah. Whenever the times are too different, then the game has possibly frozen. Yeah. Yeah, another frozen game. And this is something I noticed when I was trying to analyze the games yesterday. Okay, so what did we get here? What happened did we get here? Yeah, so this is the game that we said that Black had an advantage, but then it kind of dwindled. Where were we? It was after Rook F E5. He plays G6, Rook to E1, Rook F to E1. Aha, and we said he was getting. It seems like White was getting play here. Rook comes in, okay. And this is the current move we are on. The engine is saying queen to h4, but the immediate thing I noticed about queen to h4 is that your opponent has this move, right? Oh, but the point is now this is weakened. Interesting. He has a full business and works half year non-stop and then has a half year for traveling. That's fine. That's fine. I think that's a very nice business to do as well. I started at Greek, so I can see he takes. In all the lines we calculated, takes was never a good idea. And I kept like hinting on why takes was not a good idea, and that's because of this. So we just kept on trying to figure out how we can make progress before thinking about like taking. Lord Walker, welcome. Hi. Wait, what happened? He played this move? No, I did not expect. I did not expect black to white to initiate this. I feel like this just helps black, right? This move by white just helps black. I get it. You can't take because your rook is in trouble. But like, for example, how will I put this? This pawn, could it become passed? And I mean, even if takes, am I underestimating this move? Queen goes back. Ah, okay, pinning. Pinning is winning. Okay, he makes a pass pawn from it. And now the queen is infiltrating. So that was a good idea, I guess. I felt like if he played that idea, he would have been the problem. How to understand without captions. I actually don't know how to turn that on YouTube. I think it should be automatic, right? If you turn on captions, it should be automatic. Problem is that I don't speak, my enunciations are very poor. So if you try and even use the if you try to use the subtitles, you might not get the accurate translation of what I'm saying. I don't know exactly how I can help you there, but I'll look into it so that maybe the next stream it should be settled for you guys. I will try and figure it out. I know there are sort of like what's it called? I've forgotten the word. Knight b3, queen comes in check, knight goes back. Queen a5 again. I mean, your opponent would want to draw, wouldn't he? Subtitles are inactive. I might have to go and check that. If I do that now, the reason I don't like doing a lot of editing now is simply because my PC cannot handle so many activities at the same time. So I don't want to open other things when I'm streaming. Otherwise, it's gonna really affect me. So I'll work on it so that next time there should be an option for Ghanaian English subtitles. I mean, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I didn't have this problem during the Africa games. So now that you brought it to my attention, I'll definitely look into it. Like Engine says this is completely winning, but it's still not showing. I mean, of course, it's Queen versus these guys. I mean, this game is also not going on. The Yapa game is not also going on. But then, wait, he went this way. The knight jumped back, right? How do we? Like, I'm thinking, it doesn't work. I'm thinking about an idea like bringing the king back, right? Then push takes, push, like something of that sort. Trying to get this bishop active. Because if you can get this bishop active, I think you do yourself a favor. Takes your opponent is just going to take, and I think this rook can infiltrate. But is that really a good idea to allow? Because now that your opponent has this passed pawn. Aha. Okay, so what about queen, knight back, pawn push? How about this? Takes. Now we can see this issue coming up. No, he can't just take the pawn. He can't. If he takes the pawn, the queen is hanging. Why not queen takes b5 because of this check? Wait, am I right? Knight takes c5. And after queen takes... Sorry. After pawn takes... Is it pawn takes? Yeah, after pawn takes, you win the queen. Sorry. I mean, yeah, right. It's still good for black. So he can go for that. He can go for that. I was actually thinking that was wrong. Yeah, but yeah, he can actually go for that move. That's fine. That's actually very fine. he can do that. Maybe that's what he's calculating here. Who knows? But I think our natural senses are just to try and keep as much material on the board. So like when we are up an advantage like this, we don't want to take that risk sometimes. But I'm sure if he looks into it, he'll figure it out. Oh wait, I now understand why this game is taking on this long time. He's 1500, he's 1600. And what that means is that he may not really be 1500. Why do I say that? If you recall, yes, we are still a pizza, you're right. Yeah, so the thing is, everybody's rating was buffed up by a certain amount. So it's possible these guys are in 1200, 300, 1300, 1200 rating range, and they don't take that kind of risk. If he sees it, he sees it. The d5 break feels too strong. Yeah, I mean, it feels good enough. I am just thinking about if this bishop gets active, so much would be happening. That's why I'm still pushing to get that specific idea, right, of this. I've been looking into it for a while. I think what he's a little bit worried about might be this, because we are really risking it by allowing that. I don't know. Pawn push may not be the way. Pawn takes. If he plays pawn takes, then maybe we can actually slide out this way. This move may not be completely off the table, right? This rook coming in here may not be completely off the table. Right now, it looks off, like it looks like a bad idea, but it may not be off all the way. Okay. Wait, what? Am I in the right game? What happened? Wait. What? He went back with the check. He came, he attacked him. He went back with the check. No, this is not. I want to promote the main line. Sorry. Wait, so where were we? We're here. So he attacks him. He comes check. He comes back. He comes back. He attacks him again. And he goes behind. He's scared. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like, it seems their rating is what's speaking right now. Again, black is better, but I mean, he's not putting the nail in the coffin. Now you have to watch out for this. White is making a comeback. White is making a comeback. Again, black has a queen, but with the way black is playing, if he doesn't take care, he might not. I mean, I think regardless, he's good, you know? Regardless of how I think about the position, he's good. Because if you play, for example, even if you play here, this might even still be good for you, oh? Okay, I'm bad at chess. My OTB 1667. Yeah. Also benefited from that, right? So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, now d5 is not possible. Suggest. But okay, that was often no. That doesn't work. Interesting. I think we've been on this game for a bit. Knight c4. Oh. So now we can see that like black pieces are being pushed back, right? Queen c8, queen c7, queen d8. Pawn push is possible. Not now, but possible. Imagine a queen being pushed back by these guys, right? Let's go back to Clinton's game. Okay, what happened? So he takes. Knight jumps in, takes. Bishop takes. Of course, the knight was very deadly on that square. This king is so unsafe. I mean, this is not the first time I've seen Clinton do an exchange sacrifice. So I'm confident in his ability to play this. I don't think this is the move we want to play, but maybe b5 and then this one. Wait, b5, b4, rook to c7, rook to c1, sorry. And then this one, because takes, bishop takes. You can pick the queen to try and get, I can't say that now. But the point is this. Here. I'm just making moves. And if takes, we see problems. Let's go back to Abdul Rahman Akintoye. You can see I enjoy saying the name, right? Yeah, I really enjoy saying the name. Where did we leave this game at? Wait, well. Yeah, c5, b4. b4, stop engine move. Okay, so the knight was just to be traded off there. And now we have this position. These pawns could be a problem in the end game. As it stands now, they are not. This pawn is a problem. There's even a hanging pawn here, like, really. Bishop, pawn push. b5, really. Some interesting move suggestions. Yeah, again, we still don't have results for this. We don't know how this game ended. Neither do we know about this game. Wait, this game still going on? Which game is this? Okay, he took. I remember saying that taking is not that good of an idea because of the queen trade. But he still went for it. Possibly the move is pawn push. If that's the case, why didn't he do it immediately? Anyways, I'm just joshing. I'm a little bit sleepy as well. I've actually been awake since yesterday. I haven't actually slept. Oh, oh boy. Okay, this is another game that hasn't continued. Okay, we come back to this game. What? What happened? Okay, so yes, he came in, the rook came in. He took, which I said was wrong. This pawn takes. Why would you play pawn takes? Why would you play pawn takes? Because now, oh, that is it. Because now you have to take, and the point is now your yeah, takes. You can't play queen takes. Right? Your opponent would have to have taken first. Now you have to think about this. Even if the knight is a very good, oh my goodness. King here is still doesn't, like, this is over. I think it's almost over. Yeah, it's almost over. The queen can actually come here to defend, that's for sure. But then we take the bishop, and if the queen takes, we take the queen. Symmetry Katri. I think I pronounced that well. I tried my best. Takes. Just queen takes. I don't think you want to keep pieces on the board at this point. Because you're up a piece, right? Queen takes, if queen takes, rook takes with check, king moves, and then you move. 1v1, not today. As you can see, the title of a stream is... I did? Yeah, I'm good. I'm learning. Title of the stream is West African Chess Championship live commentary. So I'm not playing games today. I actually I'm not be playing. I'll not be streaming myself playing games for I think this whole week, because I'll be covering this event. And trust me, that is a lot of that takes a lot out of me. Nah. Who knows? Maybe one of the tournaments I'll play a game afterwards, but my focus right now is just on the so to kind of sate people's up. I think you have check and then check, right? Check, king comes in, and then check, and then you can start winning these guys if you so please. Yeah. I mean, you have to do a calculation because you're also allowing your opponent to... So will you allow your opponent to... Actually, that's completely fine, right? Because if I take and you take, and I come in here and you take, and I take, and you come in here. Yeah, I think this is still fine. I actually think this is still fine. I actually think this is just still fine. Because this pawn is good. I mean, it's a rook pawn. It's a rook pawn, so maybe you don't want that pawn, but still, you have a knight. You can block. The Tyrannus is getting to me. Okay. What's actually being played? We had king, rather, he wants to defend the pawn. Okay, I mean, that's completely fine if you want to. But now you can't go for that whole idea of this and then that and then this and then that and then this and then that. Wait, they actually went for it? No, they didn't. I mean, he can still get a draw, so it's good that he plays on. Let's look at Clinton. Is he now winning? He's not won yet. His opponent has not moved in a while. I don't think Clinton wants to capture this pawn as available as it is. I don't think he wants to capture it. I think his mind is not even supposed to be there. Wait, what? Wait, what game is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's getting oppressed, right? Because now this move is coming in. And if, for example, you go queen here. Okay, I'm getting too aggressive. I'm getting too aggressive for no apparent reason. Anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying the stream. As always, I am Mason. This is PM Chess. I would like to see the number one because it's currently the number one because the one that was bigger than me stopped. The number one chess YouTube channel in Ghana. And yeah, we do commentary, we do analysis, game analysis, we do educational content as well. I normally stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. But this week before the tournament, I'll be streaming every day for the tournament. So you can always drop by. If you're enjoying the stream, you can always drop a like. If you're on YouTube, follow if you're on Twitch, and you can subscribe on YouTube and you can subscribe on Twitch. I like the two. I like all of them. If you can do all of them, that'd be great. You want the Abdul name? Abdul Rahman Akin Toye. If I pronounce his name wrong, he can always send me an email with a voice note on how to pronounce his name, and I will do my best to spoil his pronunciation even more. So, you like the pronunciation too? Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue, you know? It's a very nice name. It's like an alliteration. Anyways, for those who did literature, who want to correct me whether it's alliteration or assonance, I really don't care. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so pawn push, no pawn push. Actually, now this is coming in again. This move is coming in again. D5 is coming in again. Because if, for example, you play pawn push, now I can play this. And takes, I'm still defending, right? And now problems have begun. So it's not over. I mean, what I'm realizing is, please, anytime you hear somebody's rating for now, apart from those who were, I think, 1900 and 2000, just subtract, I think, about 200 or 250 points, sort of like glitches, because everybody's rating was boosted. So when I look at their rating, I realized that they were 1500 and 1600. That means that one of them is 1300 and the other one is 1400. And some of them are, and so, I mean, some of them are struggling to see the moves. Okay, so that's basically what's going on. Okay, this game. It says Jeshron won, but I don't know. Did he really win? Let's see if the game actually continued. So it was where, because originally it said it was a draw, and where we looked at it in this position. Yes, it was in this position that it said it was a draw. But we get this. Oh, wait, what? That makes no sense. Because you just take with the queen, right? So maybe there's an error with the annotations. And now knight. Am I the one who saw this? I think maybe it makes sense because now you just play this move and you have to deal with this. Maybe it makes sense. And he started sacrificing his pieces. Wait, what? You could have won that? Okay. I can just... I thought I could check, but I can't check. King moves, takes. Was he afraid of just hiding the king on b1? Because if you hide the king on b1, you are just sorted out. Actually, now you can play this. And if queen takes, rook takes, king takes. And white is fine. Okay, so white is also actually also cool. You know, sometimes when you hear some kids' names, you feel like their parents were just playing around, you know? Their parents were just having fun. And trust me, my kids are going to know that I was having fun with their name. You have no idea. The actual name for my kid, let's say I want to name my kid Um. Uh. Christoph, right? Christoph. His name is going to start with like C is going to mean something, H is going to be another name, R is going to be another name, I is going to be another name, S is going to be another name, T is going to be another name, O is going to be another name, P is going to be another name, H is going to be another name. So his name is going to be that whole anagram or acronym. So basically, if you say Christopher, I've literally made an anagram of his name. That is just going to be crazy. Just like they should just wait for me. I'm just going to have fun with my kids' names. If I can find a Greek word to say I gave birth to you, it's gonna be part of the name. Like I'm just gonna have fun with my kids' names. Anyways, and yeah, so this is just completely winning. Nobody has to tell you this. He wins. Yeah. So Jeshon defeated Abdul Rahman Toronka. Back up to the top. Abdul Rahman Akintoye, my friend. Because of his name, solely because of his name. Hey, we have a follower on Twitch, Zaval Janek. Thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. A lot. Wow, that was wow. Alerts are off for this stream. If you can hear them, then there's a problem. But alerts are off for this stream. What? I see moves repeating. Yeah, moves have repeated. Yeah, this should be a draw, right? When did the moves? Okay. Yeah, this should be a draw. I think they want to go for a draw. I thought black would play on because of this pawn. But it seems they want to play for a draw. Okay, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you get tired, sometimes what you feel on the board is not actually what's on the board. I was playing a game against someone and I thought that was against Kojo Bonsu. The game is on the YouTube channel, you can see. I was confident and I thought I was winning, not knowing I was nowhere close to winning. Yeah. Okay, we are in mating territory. Where are we? Okay, so we had this trade. And finally, the knight took, bishop comes in, pawn push, takes, bishop doesn't take. And now this is over, red rover, said Magnus Carlsen, right over. I think the move might be rook e to f4. I don't know which one should come first, right? So it's because you play this, your opponent comes in here, then you play this. So this should come first. The Traveler. Thank you for traveling to the PM Chess website, to PM Chess stream. It's good to have you. Hope you find an inn and stay here rather than leaving on Friday. I combined so many things. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it just sounds like I said gibberish. A traveler is also known as the son of the road. Son of the road. Ibn Sabili. Ain't I wise? I don't know if he plays it. Yeah, this is quite obvious. You came here from Leeches. Nice. Thank you, Leeches, for broadcasting my stream. It doesn't really matter where the king goes. Here. You can only slow down the process. You can't end it. For example, you come in here. I can come in here. You can come in here. I just actually I think I go back, right? And if you come in here, this is actually where I get confused. Rook f5. Interesting. King h6, bishop to d2. King goes back. You come in this way. Sorry? And yeah. I'm sure he'll figure this out. I think he can figure this out easily. Yeah, so his opponent has played that. I think he can figure this out. He has 40 minutes on the clock. He's at 1900. He can figure this out. He can definitely finish this out. Let's see this game's conclusion. But here he has to be he has to be more precise than any other move. Or any other set of moves. This should be over. If it's not, unfortunate. Oh boy. Adeyinka Samuel. Like, it's so strange how the name goes and it just ends Samuel. I'm going to get so many people angry at me today, but hey, I'm having fun. Hashtag we're having fun. Oh yes, definitely. Yes, definitely in such a position, you have to make sure that you're not going to blunder. You have to be sure, because finding this move is not a problem. It's this, right? What do you do after this? And that's what he has to find out. That after this, and then this, I have this. That's what he has to find out. And I'm sure he'll figure it out. I don't think it's that difficult. Okay, the dozing is coming in. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I just want to take a walk. Don't worry, the stream is not ending. I just want to take a walk a bit. I'll be right back. I'm sure the games will still be going on. So just give me a second. I'll be right back. I have to take a walk before I mess myself up. Second. Okay, a move was played. Rook takes h4. Rook takes h4? Wait, where are we now? Give me a second. I think the game is... Wait. King h7. I think he has got it. King h7. Rook. Rook back. That's not it. Sorry. That's my line. Oh my goodness. He's still winning, but he just missed mate. This game is now going to take even longer. Because now you have to go rook g4, check. King moves, let's say h6, and now you go takes. Sorry. Takes. Okay, takes is wrong here. Okay, I was thinking you go takes. But it seems you go rook g to f4. Because it's pinned. But can't the king just come in? In that case, we have bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, and then that's the end of it. Okay, let me take a walk, slight walk, wash my face a bit, and I will be right back. And we are back. Okay, just took a short walk. Hopefully, I thought this game was going to end and the rest of the games are ending and then we end up the stream. But then White is like, oh no, I'm going to make this guy suffer. He just wants me to suffer. That's sad. Uh-oh. Let's see the other games. This game. Why aren't the games I expect to finish finishing? Right? If wait, that's strange. Okay, fine. Give me a second. I had a funny idea here. And the funny idea was that you act as though you've not seen the move, and you play pawn push, and then allow your opponent to play takes so that you can go here. Like, that's what's on my mind. Of course, your opponent sees it, but like, yeah. Okay. So you can go knight here. If regardless of which one he takes, you can just take this one. I feel like this should be over and done with, but for some reason it's just going on. Okay, that's another option I was looking at. Take. Then he takes here. Then you come here, then you take here. And these are 3 points you can easily promote. Hopefully, he will give up. It's taking actually bad. Yep, we don't get there on time. Okay, we can't take. Oh, gladly. So I even think you can even sacrifice your knight. Wait, it says he has a mate. Did he see it? It seems he sees it. Rook b7 check. Is rook b7 check? Okay, he didn't see it. King g8 and some other one. Oh boy. Okay, this wait, what? What happened? How did we get here? Like, how are we getting into such positions? Okay, so now this guy can't move, king can't move. You have to move the rook. The moment you move any of these rooks, the moment you move this rook, this guy suffers. So and you can't move the king as well. So you have to move this rook. But what are you going to achieve by moving that rook? Nothing. I mean, the best you can do is here, here, here. But h4, h5 is very slow. It won't work. But the point is not even about h4, h5. If you trade off everything, you are winning, right? So if here, here, you can just distract your opponent with this pawn. Because now if you try moving, I just push. And if you try here, I just take. You can't do anything. So that's basically the point. You don't really need to have a piece up to it. What other games are there? I feel like most of the games are maybe they are done or they are not done, but we can't see it because of the board issues. Abdul Rahman, Akin Toye. They didn't agree to a draw. They seem to be agreeing to a draw. They don't even know that they repeated 3 times. Rook to C1. Do you go queen takes? Is this a problem? It could be anything. It could definitely be anything. Again, okay, fine. I get all this. So king G2 here, here. Actually, they are playing it out. You can't do it forever. But even if you bring this other rook and I come in here, you check me here, I come in here, you take. Yeah, so you come in here, I come in here, you come in here, I come in here. Sorry, you're supposed to check the king. You take, I take, and you're still losing. I mean, regardless, I mean, you're just losing. So yeah, this is over. I just wish you would resign. Yeah, another game that has also messed up Clinton's game. Oh, okay. This is the game where we spoke about black opening up the bishop. Bishop is still not opened up. Like this d5 move would have really saved black so many times, but it's like black just can't seem to see it. So how many games are left? 1, 2, 3. Just 3 more games are left. And we will be out of here. Anyways, but doesn't just taking here help black, right? C5. Oh, this is problematic. Let's go back to the top. No movement still. Yeah, that's about it. At this point, you can resign because time is just. King takes out. Regardless, you're still winning. Again, same thing occurs. If takes, king comes in here, you take. So that's not what your opponent would want. So you could come in here and then you could start this whole charade. Then the moment he decides to move and take this, and that's about it. Oh boy. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll be doing as much. Oh, nice. What's the other game that's going on? Hussein. Still no move since we remember it the last time. I'll be shocked if some of the games that we are also currently watching have lost connection. But let me check the results page again and see if anything has changed. Nope, we still don't have live results, so we have to stick with what we know. Okay, we have some moves. Okay, again, we are having this. They are doing the exact same. Why doesn't somebody just call 3-move repetition and see? Of course, if you call and it's wrong, you lose time. So maybe you don't want to lose time, but I think you can call it. Sorry about that. Okay, this has happened 3 times, hasn't it? Rook c2, first time this position occurred. Rook c2 again, second time the same position occurred. Rook c2 again, same position occurred. This is not the first time this has happened. And they are going through it again. Someone should just call threefold. Again, this is the 4th time this position has occurred. Why isn't anybody... do they think they are playing on chess.com and then chess.com will just suddenly tell them that it's a draw, threefold repetition? They should know by now it's a threefold repetition. Come on. Yes, it's a draw. But of course, Black is going to be pissed off to know that he was winning.